It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda business starts here. So welcome to Mind Your Business. Welcome back.
Yes.
Of course, I'm Jamillah Lodge, your host, and you are Tomika Pacheco,
Yes.
owner of Off Grid RV.
Yes.
Now, I know you, but before we get started talking about what's going on with the business, why don't you just remind people who you are?
Sure. Tomika Pacheco, I own Off Grid RV Bermuda. It is a luxury experience, a luxury tourism experience that allows guests to stay in an Airstream, which is the Ferrari of RVs, of recreational vehicles. You get to stay in 10 hand-picked parks across the island, and you also can put this RV inside your residence if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 hand-picked spots across the island. It is a complete experience. People are in awe when they open the door and walk in. It's beautiful inside, out. It is just the design of it is a thoughtful design,
Mm-hmm.
from the sheets to the everything that's inside of it. I'm big on quality, and I wanted to make sure that this product, being new to the market, was producing that high quality,
Mm-hmm.
to let people know that it's not your traditional, in a park sort of RV. This is an elevated experience. This is more than that.
Yes. Now, we go back because
Yes.
So talk about like when you first came up with the idea and
Sure.
what it was like trying to get people to buy into this whole concept.
Sure. The whole buy-in was hard.
I know.
It was hard, and as you know, I mean, being new to market, you're trying to convey or convince people of something that did not exist.
Right.
And it's super new, right? The island doesn't have RVs as a model where I can say, well, hey, this business is doing this. There was nothing. So I had to create an imagery for shareholders, for partners, for government entities, for everyone, to tell them what I was doing and how it's going to be what it is today. So it took a long road. It's been a long journey, and I'm so pumped and excited sitting here today talking to you because a couple years back I had to rewatch the video of us, and I'm just so pumped to sit here to know
say
that
it happened. You did it.
it's here. It's done.
Yes.
So yeah,
I love to see it. I mean,
Yes.
for me, when you first said it, I was like, yes, it's a great idea.
Yes.
But one person is not enough.
Yeah.
Especially for your needs, because you had to get approvals from government because your RVs are located on government properties, right?
Yes.
So I understand. I remember. So I know it's been a long road, and to see you here with bookings booked all the way through is just, it must feel so good.
It feels, I cannot even put it in a box how good it feels.
I love it. So, talk to me about like how you came up with the idea. Like,
Sure.
what did you see? What did you do to make you think that it could work in Bermuda?
I think for me, coming from a tourism hospitality background, right? I had worked in some of the most premier hotels in the island. Southampton Princess, Outwood Beach, Talker's Point. So I understood what tourism looks like and what quality and service looks like. And I think being able to deliver that in an entrepreneurial way, I knew I would do it. It's just how, right?
Yeah.
And then, over COVID, it was like, people wanted freedom. People wanted to be out. Like, what can I do? What are things that I can do? And I just did a ton of research and, birthed this idea of, hey, why not have a mobile home in our beautiful Bermuda scenery backdrop parks and just, merge the two together. I'm big on nature. I'm big on just freedom in nature. And, with my kids growing up and stuff, I like that. Like, I like nature. I like freedom. But then I like quality and I like service with tourism and hospitality. And I just
smashed them
them all together. And here we are
today.
So,
with Off Grid RV. So I rent Off Grid, right? I rent a room.
Yes.
What should the experience be like for me? Take me through that process.
Sure. So I am hugely big on quality, and I couple that with service. So I make sure that in everything that I'm doing with this business that I'm always considering high quality. As much as you're in an RV and in the park, and I never use the term glamping or camping, because I always elevate it with saying it's an experience, right? So some of the things that I do is I check everyone in. Everyone that stays, I make sure that I'm there. I shake your hand. I check everyone in.
Okay.
I give them a full walkthrough and show them what everything is inside so that they can be, acclimated with what it feels like in this RV, because most people have never stayed in an RV.
Right.
But in terms of offering that great experience, it's everything down to the sheets, I have robes in there, and I've partnered with Strange Bird Bermuda, so I have down to the soap and the lotion and the things like that.
Yeah.
Our signature for the RV. We were in the lab together and picking scents and what it feels like, what we should use, what's eco-friendly. And Strange Bird is an eco beauty cosmetic line. What she's offering is from an eco standpoint, and I believed in that, right? But the entire experience is the quality in what is inside, as well as having the freedom and the ultimate experience of being in our parks. I can't take away from what Bermuda offers, right? Bermuda, we're at Coney Island, and you have this island, you're in an Airstream, you're in the park, you have all these luxury sort of things inside, and it's a complete experience.
I can imagine.
It's a complete experience.
So talk to me a little bit about how you selected your location.
So that is the part that I love, because parks has been really phenomenal.
I love to hear that.
In terms of curating the spots to pick.
Okay.
Because at first I was like, okay, Aswood Park, and it was like, no. And we, I was in their vehicle and we were going to these parks, and they were showing me the areas, and we were going through the map and stuff. And, this took some time, right? I went to their headquarters and we went up on the map, and at that time was Mr. Brett there and Jessica, and they went and we were looking on the map at the different spots to pick, and they pretty much were the ones that were like, these are the spots.
Yeah.
These are the right ones.
Yeah.
This is where you should go. This one's more hidden. This one's nicer.
Yeah.
Choose this point at Coney Island. And we really curated handpicked jams. So when I explain to people that these are handpicked jams, these are your best, these are your park rangers who know the land.
They've seen it. They know all the spaces.
They've curated this to put it together, to make it what it is.
And I love that when people come to visit me, I say Bermuda is an island where you could create your own space. Yes. There's so many hidden gems, outside of the typical beaches that everybody goes to. And I feel like that you've been able to capture that with your experience, right?
Yes.
I love it. So talk to me about some of the things that you hope people feel or experience having utilized your space.
I hope people are able to recharge. I hope people are able to enjoy I have a good bit of solos, and able to enjoy nature.
Okay.
And able to enjoy the surrounding areas, the beach, and, just have quiet moments. And I've had families as well, and I had a family recently, and they said that they had a sense of togetherness.
Oh.
And it melted my heart.
Yeah.
Because I have little ones too, and they had the bonfire, and I put a s'mores board together for them. And, you know, I am just trying to bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to let people recharge and just connect back either with you, with nature, or some level of connection.
Right.
So I like what these guests who have stayed have said about what they feel after leaving.
Yeah.
So
that means it's working.
Yeah.
You know? And so how many does the Airstream hold? Like, what's your
So holds 4.
Okay.
It has 2 beds in it. It's the equivalent of a queen.
Okay.
And a little smaller than a full size. So the bed that turns, the full size one is a dinette, and then you turn it. It's like Lego pieces that you can put together, and it turns into an additional bed. So 2 small people, or maybe 3 adults and a little person, but it can accommodate 4 people.
Okay. All right. Now we mentioned it a bit, but we met when you participated in our Enterprise Bermuda program. And like I said, I thought it was a great idea, but I know that it's been a long road of you trying to convince people that it's a great idea.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about some of those challenges and how you overcame them?
Sure. I think sitting here today, I would say I'm thankful for all the challenges. While I was in it,
you were like
this is a lot. You know, but there was a great deal of challenges, as it would be for the nature of this business. But I was able to form connections with a lot of government departments.
Okay.
And to this day, I can reach out to them and, you know, ask questions or, you know, get feedback or, you know, things may change, and, you know, I have that support from them. So had I not gone through that and emailed and called and met with them and showed up and, you know, things like that, I wouldn't be where I am today in terms of having that relationship with them. So I'm super, super thankful that I have that.
Yeah. It's like hindsight is 20/20, right? At the time you're like, dang it.
Yes.
Like, what's wrong? Why aren't they getting it? But like you said, building those relationships, and it really is about relationships.
It
because
really
you as the entrepreneur, you're the visionary. You know what it could be. But then people are like, I don't know you.
Yes,
like, you talking all this talk, but what is it actually going to be?
Yes.
And so I think you creating the opportunity to get to know people get to know you, and to say, okay, she's serious, right?
Yes.
She's not playing. I think that we can trust that she's not going to put something out there that is going to misrepresent the island or Bermuda. So I'm so pleased that you were able to create those connections. Now tell me how you started, because you have 10 now?
I have 1 RV at the moment.
Okay.
Because I did want to feel it out.
To see how it was going.
Yeah. I do have the permit for additional RVs. However, at this point, I just need to get through the year. I just need to get through the year and see how everything pans out. I think with the business, I don't want to say things are changing, because they're not really changing, but I am learning more as the business matures.
Okay.
You know, it's things that, you know, with the different types of guests that are checking in, you know, I'm learning from them, and, you know, what type of model of guests and, you know, the feedback and like stuff like that. So I'm just going to go at a slower pace.
Because you know me, I'm like, where are we going to get
Don't worry. My business plan was very, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to expand here, and I'm going to do this, which was wonderful. But now that I'm operating,
you understand.
I understand. And I just want to, you know, some of the infrastructure is still developing on the island.
Okay.
You know, like with Wi-Fi, that was a thing that I knew could be a challenge, but I didn't realize it is a challenge because I'm mobile. So everything that I need, has to be delivered there.
Got you.
So just ironing that out and just making sure that everything is like high quality and good. So I want to just make sure that I'm doing everything I need
right
to deliver what I speak of, what I say I'm going to deliver.
So when we talk about the 10 locations,
yes,
your RV can be moved to any of these 10.
Yes.
So when someone books, do they select a location that they want?
They do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have, and I'm so excited. So they book on my website, www.offgridrvbermuda.com. The website is full with everything. So I've thought of like everything that you will possibly ask, frequent asked questions, pictures, videos, inside, outside, locations, everything. So there's a tab where they can look at the locations, and then I've created something else where it's the favorite locations.
Okay.
So they can look at that as well. And then the booking platform is there. So once they book, put your information in, it asks you. It would say, which of these locations would you prefer? So you can either pick the 10, or it gives you another option to put your private residence. I've had people have it at their house as well.
For their guests.
Yeah. Yeah, I have
genius.
someone booked, actually. They have a wedding. They have some guests coming in, and they're going to...
That's genius.
Yep.
And you just pull it right on up?
I just pull it right up. I just put it right up.
That's genius.
Yeah. We do whenever anyone books at their house, we do a site tour first.
Right.
And then we just make sure that our vehicle and everything can get in, because with the RV, it doesn't, you can't really do a lot of maneuvering.
Right.
It's either you're driving in or you're reversing in. So we just want to make sure that it fits, everything, it's logistically okay. And then once you pass that sort of test, then off you go.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So when people come, you're like, okay, I got you. You can stay right here on the property, as opposed to having to rent a hotel room and all of that. And so with regard to that experience, what have people's response been to that part?
So I have to keep educating people to let them know that that is an option. I've had actually quite a few people who have had it on their property. The home visits are the best. Those are the best ones, because you just drive up, drop it off, wave, and then that's it. Yeah, it's nothing to it, right? Because people are like, we can figure it out. We can do what we need to do. But those ones are, they're the best. But those ones, I have to keep reminding people, like, we can be anywhere. Right. And I mean, even if you need to be in a different park, we don't encourage it, because we do need ministerial approval and things like that. But, if you need to be at Clearwater, right, because your 5-year-old son is having a birthday, and they only want it for a few hours, right, we do half days as well. Okay. So I've did birthdays where, it's a kid's party, or a couple of guys just want to do some golf or something like that, and we can just park up. It's more for storage. The golfers were for storage. Okay. The kids' party they just wanted a kids' party for 4 hours. Yeah. So we do that. We pivot, right? I've had a bridal suite where the bride and her mom and aunt, they came off the cruise. They wanted to be near Work Long Bay. Work Long Bay was an option. Right. And they were able to get ready. All of her items and everything were in there. Yeah. Beverages and everything, like a whole buffet was laid out for her. And so we can, birthdays, bridal suites, golf getaways, tailgate parties, kids' birthday parties, half-day rentals, you want to stay in the 10 different parks, you want it at your house. Yeah. She's like, I got you. Whatever you need, I got you. We could do it.
So, let's talk a little bit more about the Enterprise Bermuda Incubator, because applications are open now, so we're looking for new cohorts. Sure. But can you just talk to me about your experience going through that program? What learnings, or how did it help you get to where you are today?
Sure. The incubator program is definitely a plus. Definitely. The the idea of being around other entrepreneurs is always good, like solid gold. And to be in a space of like-minded people, I think people always underestimate that, and they don't realize that that is something that is so powerful into how you propel in your business, right? Because you can be stuck and you can say, I want to do this, I want to, but when you're around like-minded people, it really elevates you to move on and do what you need to do, right? The incubator program is great because all of you guys, with the level of support, we can reach out and, if we have questions or we need help with something, BDC definitely has, for entrepreneurs, is definitely a starter pack.
Yeah.
For what you need, and not even just a starter pack, but it's what you need as an entrepreneur, right? You need support with taxes, you need support with social insurance, you need help with funding, you need guidance with cash flow. I've taken a ton of courses with you guys, and it's truly helpful to be in the space with other entrepreneurs and to have the support from your team and BDC to support you and elevate you into moving ahead with your business. Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that people hear that, because at the end of the day, we win when we see this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I know the challenges and everything that you went through trying to get this off the ground back then. And so to see you sitting here talking about the wins and how well it's going is just extremely, extremely rewarding.
Yeah.
And that's why we do it, right? The whole point is to provide you with the level of support that you need to get started, or to make the introductions that you'll need in order to make your realities or your dreams a reality. And
can I just say, because I know sometimes people are a little nervous to do these types of programs because they think, oh, maybe I'm too old, or I don't have enough time, and I think you kind of just have to just jump into these programs and allow yourself to take what you can get, or take what the experience is supposed to be from the program. I find a lot of people are like, well, I want to do it, well, I possibly can't. This is the support network that you should be in as an entrepreneur. You don't want to be alone, because you don't propel to where you need to be. It will take years to get where you need to. This program can elevate you and push you along to getting where you need to be. So I really want people to hear that these are the type of programs that you need as an entrepreneur. These are the type of programs that fuel your spirit, your mindset, your ego, right? To do what you need to do as an entrepreneur.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, because we want everybody to win. But, at the end of the day, I would agree that it's what you are willing to put in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take what you need. Like you said, it's like sometimes people will come and they'll be like, well, I didn't okay, that might not have worked for you, but what about that over there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did that help you at all? And so that's how we're trying to support, and I'm hopeful that people hear your voice and they're like, oh, okay, I didn't think of it that way. So now, part of your vision is fostering community connection. So how do you encourage your guests to engage with Bermuda's culture and local communities? I know you mentioned the location in itself. That in itself, I think is great, because these are hidden gems. But how else do you encourage the engagement?
I'm very much about connecting business to business in everything that I do. I just last evening I reached out to Bermuda Brand Box because I was like, I have a lot of people coming in who are overseas, and I need something to welcome them.
Yes.
I need as many Bermudian things in this welcome basket as possible. And she's like, what you need? What you want me to do?
Yeah.
What can I do? So, I am trying to connect to our community, our culture, what we do, what we believe in. I have the guests that are coming in, and I'm booking tours.
Yeah.
I'm arranging with drivers, and we're booking 5-hour tours. And I have the person that's coming in tomorrow. Actually, I just called her, and She's going to come in. She's a retiree. She's coming in, and she wants to be on the tour immediately.
Okay.
So she'll still have her bags in the taxi, and she's
they
doing a tour.
I love it.
And even in the conversation with her, I was like, make sure you got a fish sandwich. Make sure you see our beaches. Make sure you get rum cake. You know, so these are the things that are helping the international guests to come in and be involved in our community, you know, and to connect with other entities as much as we can.
And I think in you doing that, you are creating opportunities for other entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
So like you said, you partner with Strange Bird, you may partner with Brand Box. These are entrepreneurs as well. And
definitely.
so there's an opportunity, especially in that tourism space, to do this kind of cross collaboration and all of that. I mean, a lot of times we talk about competition, and even with people's reservations about joining an incubator, they're like, I don't want to, you know, because people are going to be competing with me. So what are your thoughts around competition versus collaboration?
So glad you asked that. And, you know, in our last conversation, I was probably more hesitant then because everything was so new. But sitting here now, I am not even threatened by competition. And I say that because the level of work that goes into make this operation be what it is. I mean, I have my mom cleaning. I have my husband pulling the trailer from east to west. I have my sister who's not even in sales, selling. You know, I'm behind the scenes doing everything, marketing, this, that. So, you know, it takes a lot to run this, right? But what I say about competition is you're going to always have competition. You know, I may not have it right now, but, you know, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that what you're doing is at a level of quality that no one can take that from you. Exactly. They can't take your rubric. They can't take your roadmap. They can't take what you've created if you make it so awesome. You can't take awesomeness away from someone else, right? That's just what it is. You know, the touches and things that I do, even if you stay in there and see and this and that, there's things behind the scenes that you don't even know happen to make it what it is.
And you know why they can't do it? Because they don't have you. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, there is room for other players, right? The one thing that's unique about what you do that no one else can do is you are the piece that they are not going to have. They just won't have it, right? And so I really do think that that's important. And I think it's important for entrepreneurs to hear, especially in Bermuda, because people are hesitant. You know what I mean? If they have an idea, they're so afraid that someone's going to steal it, someone's going to take it. And you said it, the amount of work that it takes for you to deliver on what you're doing, if it's not someone else's passion, they are not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot.
I know.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
I know.
Yes.
The vision, the reason why you're sitting here today telling me about all these bookings you have is because it was your passion. You were willing to stay the course. You were willing to have umpteen million meetings with the different departments that you had to meet with to ensure that you were doing what you needed to do. And the average person just looking at somebody's success and saying, ooh, I can do that too, is not going to have the fortitude. They're not gonna.
I mean, even just this past weekend when we were moving it, you know, you say to yourself, okay, the park's gate is 8 feet long. The RV is, you know, enough space to get through it. And you're like, okay, you know, it can work. We could do it. We could get through it. It's not that easy.
Right.
You know, people can't be in front of the gate. They can't be behind. Getting through the gate is a lot. You have to stay straight. Someone has to be behind. The driver who's operating that has to be really good, you know, so it's those things that
it takes time to find, and it's not an automatic replication.
It's a lot, you know. And I'm not my own, it's not just me making this pump and work.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the
team.
different
That's right.
persons that are helping to make it happen.
So what would you say has been the most rewarding part of this journey for you today?
I think after guests check out and they are in awe of the experience and they're able to thank me in a way that it's created something for them.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's different in what it creates, but just after someone checks out, like I said, that family and, you know, the mom was like, this created a level of togetherness for my kids. And that to me is why I do what I do,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that core memory, you're like, I'm in the core memory now.
Exactly.
Off Grid RV is in the core memory. So people are listening and they ready to book.
Yes.
How can they book?
Go to the website. I know people have called and they want to book over the phone.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing to do is go to the website. You can see everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have an understanding of what I'm doing, where I'm located, and things like that. Go to the website, www.offgridrvbermuda.com.
Mm-hmm.
Go to book now, look at the locations, look at everything, the about page, everything you can see, and you can book directly on the website.
Okay.
If you have questions, you can call at 543-7878, or you can email me at book@offgridrvbermuda.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, listen, Tomika, thank you so much for coming back.
Yes.
For updating us on where you are. I am so excited about what it's going to be. I can't wait to see 10 RVs in each of those 10 locations.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
And it could happen. If that's what you want to happen, it could happen.
Yeah.
But I am so pleased to hear how it's going and that it's successful.
Yes.
And it's just a testament to you, I think.
Yes.
So well done. Wishing you continued success.
Thank you.
And when you get the next one, come on back and
Yes.
tell us how it's going.
Well, hey, maybe the next talk we do could be in the RV.
Yes, I
or
love
maybe
it.
you can do some podcast moments in the RV.
I like
So,
it.
listen, I pivot. Okay. I pivot.
I love that. I'm gonna tell these guys.
So
right?
you can set up.
Yeah.
You have everything. You can be in the RV. You can, maybe the next couple of guests could be in the RV. I don't know.
Okay.
But
I'll see what you're doing.
welcoming you to come and see and feel and
I love that.
Yes.
I'm gonna take you up on that now.
you absolutely should.
Okay, I'll do that. Well, thank you for minding
so
your
much.
business.
Thank
and
you.
remember, if you don't mind your business, who will?
Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.